About to go live any second. I think we are live at this point.
We're live. All right.
Episode 20. Episode 20.
Here we go.
Welcome to episode 20 of the Get Shit Done show, everyone. It's a beautiful, clear sky, 6 inches or so of fresh, white, powdery snow outside. If I wasn't doing the Get Shit Done show, I would love to be skiing right now.
Cool.
That's right.
Would you be cross country skiing or downhill?
I mean, I would do either, but I prefer downhill.
Yeah.
I prefer downhill.
It's more fun.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's jump right in. You had some questions. I had some thoughts. So we're going to do some cool stuff. TikTok's back. That didn't take long.
Yep.
That was snappy.
Unfortunately, CapCut is still down.
Right.
That's such a useful video editing app.
It'll be back, dude.
Don't worry. I hope so.
Worry. Like
yep.
everybody used it. They're not. Yep. I mean, they're like losing easily tens of thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how big CapCut is. Maybe millions of dollars. Who knows?
Right.
Certainly a crap load of money, because everybody's making their content on a different tool like if they're down.
Yep.
So they're losing customers quick.
Yep.
That would be the thing to Google, is to ask what's CapCut's like highest rated competitor,
Okay.
like,
right. Yeah.
As a in between, but cool. So positive focus. Let's see. Had a very productive day yesterday. Just lots of cool stuff going on. I'm most happy, though, is we haven't received much really good snow this year so far in Vermont. And so we just got a bunch of really good snow. And so skiing is in the future, and sledding and winter wonderland action, which is my time of year. So I'm very, very pleased about that. How about you?
Cool. All right. Yeah, we're actually supposed to get some snow here, I think tomorrow. And
wow.
not like a bunch. I mean, we're in Texas, but
right.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow maybe 2 or 3 inches.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty
right?
Not very often. It happens sometimes. It's really cold right now. It's like in the 30s.
Yeah. I bet people's pipes are freezing and stuff, huh?
Yeah. I guess it's a thing in Texas. Like, I mean, I grew up out east where sometimes the power goes out in winter storms and things, but it's because trees fall on the lines and they have to do repairs. Here, when it gets cold, and it doesn't even get that cold, but it gets cold, the power goes out sometimes. So I guess yesterday, I wasn't at the store.
I wonder why that happens. Yeah.
I know. I asked ChatGPT about it, and I know. I asked ChatGPT about it because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. What, are they just turning it off because they turn off the grid because it's too cold? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, apparently it's due to increased usage causing surges.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep. I mean, it's a lot of people in this area. So
right.
But yeah, apparently everybody was I wasn't at the store yesterday, but Claudia told me it was like Black Friday, people panicking, buying all the toilet paper.
Yeah.
because it's going to be in the 30s and there might be 2 or 3 inches of snow.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing how people react to perceived stress and a perceived threat.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Totally. So I guess I'd like to start today, rather than going like really into what we got done in the last 24 hours or whatever. I'd like to pick up from our conversation with Curtis. And so Curtis, this one's for you. But it applies to everyone. So first of all, this is not my work. This is not my idea. I completely 100% learned this in Strategic Coach from the brilliant Dan Sullivan. If you ever get a chance to read any of his books, if you ever get a chance to join Strategic Coach, whether or not Dan is your coach, amazing program. I've learned a ton from them over the years. So one idea that I think is extremely relevant to struggling entrepreneurs is unique ability. Okay. So your unique ability is kind of like your entrepreneurial superpower. It's this thing that's going to give you a unique edge. And when you're doing it, when you're in it, when you're doing this thing, you're probably producing your best work, whatever that is. Okay. You're probably kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're in the zone. And so here's what you want to do. And so I'd like to do this exercise with you if we could, Eric, because I think you'll probably find it very beneficial. I don't think we've done this before together.
Okay, great.
Do you have a notebook or a piece of paper and a pen? Great. Flip to a new page.
Yep.
So we're going to do a classic Venn diagram, 3 circles. Okay. So 1 circle on top, 2 circles on the bottom, and we want them to overlap in the center.
Interesting. Okay, sure.
And, you can make them nice and big. Okay, let's see what you got. Cool. All right, so down below those circles, we're going to make 3 lists.
Okay.
And the first list, and you can maybe do 3 columns, right?
Yep.
The first list is what I'm great at.
What I'm great at. Okay.
Next one is what I love to do. Maybe just a heart if you want, just to signify love, something you absolutely love to do. And the third one is things that you've been paid the most to do in your life. So you could symbolize that with a $ sign or something. Okay. So the 3 columns also are going to end up being the 3 circles. They're the things that you love to do, the things that you're excellent at doing and that you're good at and people have told you you're good at, and then the things that you've been paid the most to do, either the most in a short amount of time or the most over a long period of time. You basically so we're going to start with that. So let's go ahead. I'd like you to list off, let's just say half a dozen to a dozen things. We don't want to have this take forever or whatever, but list off a few things for each one of those columns. So verbally, real quick, what are some of the things that you love to do the most? And for those of you who are watching, I encourage you to do this exercise. And then at the end, you could type the answers into the comments, or at the end, you could just type your best shot at your unique ability in the comments, because you're going to love this. It's going to be very valuable for you.
Or you could take a picture of what you've created and post it in the comments.
Also an option, for sure. Cool. All right. So what do you love to do?
So does it have to be business related, or is it any area across the board?
No. What are the things you love to do?
I love to paint. I love to be surrounded.
And that's art paint, not paint houses.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Art.
Yeah.
I love to be surrounded by nature. I'm really into architecture, designing structures and building.
Okay, cool. Right, architecture, designing structures and building, the extra specific descriptor words will be helpful later, probably.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So what we're doing is we're doing 3 columns. 1 column is what the things you love to do the most. Second column is things that you're highly skilled at doing, that you're really good at doing, probably because you either have natural talent or because you have years of practice. And then the third thing would be things that you've been paid the most to do in your life, either in a single chunk, like getting paid a ton for what's maybe seemed like a little bit of work, or gotten paid in your career or life or from a job or whatever. So Yeah. So anything else in your love to do?
I love to work on myself, like mindset shifts.
Um, I
It's
mean,
something
I
I'm
would say,
really
I mean, it's a little vague, but like self-improvement, right?
self-improvement. Yeah, right. I mean,
Like,
ultimately, it's your mindset that determines the life that you're able to live. So that's something I'm very passionate about.
yeah, self-improvement, another word that kind of means the same thing as personal development,
Yep,
same kind of stuff.
exactly.
Okay, great. And if any of other things that you love come to you, add them to the list, right?
Okay. Yep.
Second list is things that you are really good at doing,
Really good at
like
doing.
that are highly skilled at doing.
Right.
I'm really good at making fondue, dude. I am so good. Like, I'm a fondue master. I'm also
Awesome.
a nacho master. Nachos are my favorite
Hmm.
food of all time. Like, I had a salsa company for 5.5 years. I'm
Yep.
really good at making nachos and excellent salsa.
Best salsa ever.
Great. I made a
Yep.
batch for my birthday and served it up with the golden salsa. Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
Um, uh, I have lots of so it was interesting at my birthday party. One friend asked another friend, and they didn't know each other previously. Well, what do you like about Tellman? And what the other friend said was, he's always full of ideas, And so
Right.
that's usually true. I am pretty full of ideas. That's something I'm very
Totally.
skilled at doing, right?
Yep.
So, what about you? What are you skilled at doing?
What am I skilled at
Yeah,
doing?
what are you really good at?
I'm skilled at making really one of a kind art pieces.
Cool. Okay. Making art, right?
Yeah, making art. Yeah, seeing things that, you know, it's more than just making art. It's like seeing something in everyday objects and surroundings that maybe other, like different layers of perception that other people maybe can't see, and then bringing that into physical form so that other people can see them. I don't know how you'd word that.
I mean, I would call that making art.
Making art. Okay,
Like,
sure. Let's just
I
simplify
mean,
it.
but there are different ways. I mean, you can play with that. You can talk about perception, or that you
Yep.
notice details that most people don't see, or maybe you're particularly observant in a unique way. Perhaps you're visually observant or energetically observant in some way,
Sure. Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you are one thing you seem to be naturally skilled at. You seem to be emotionally sensitive,
Sure. Yep.
right?
Yep.
Um, uh, in particular, in comparison to most guys, right? You're
Okay.
you're
Yep.
more like emotionally in tune or aware. Um,
Yeah, it can be at a fault a lot of the times. It's um like empathic. So
right.
I
Yeah.
can feel things like in other people
Yeah.
around me.
Very
And
empathetic.
sometimes it's not like sometimes it doesn't feel good.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah. But you're good at it. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
okay, sure. Yeah, I'm
Even
good
if it
at it.
sucks, you're still good at it, right?
Yep.
Um, so being empathetic is a good is I think absolutely on the list.
Yep.
Um, I mean, you seem. I mean, tell me how you feel, but you seem like you're good at homesteading and
Sure. Yep.
building or creating things in the physical world. You said art, but I mean, you built a house by yourself, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't built a house.
Four-story structure.
Yeah, I've not built a 4-story structure by myself. Like, I don't have that kind of like physical building drive most of the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I tend to be more etheric in my thoughts,
Right. Okay. Yep.
Um, so And I mean, for a while there, you were doing a whole bunch of like vegan cooking and things, and you were pretty excited about it. I mean, are you a pretty
Oh
good?
yeah.
I haven't eaten any of your food though. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So
Yep.
are you a good cook?
I am a good cook. Yeah, I love to cook. Yep.
Okay. Um.
Oh, and this kind of ties into both really kind of the art, the homesteading, the building, and the cooking, which is I'm really good at improvising.
Oh, that's important. That's a good. That's a
Like
really good.
extremely, that's like one of my superpowers.
Write that down.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So improvising is really good. So are there any other skills or
Oh,
abilities?
I consider myself a pretty good writer.
Great. Write it down.
Yeah.
It's a little meta.
I don't know.
So, I think I've said this before, but you could probably be a really good copywriter, dude, if you just focused on that for a while. Like I
I
think
think so too.
because you haven't, as far as I've seen, you haven't gone deep with copywriting, and
No, I haven't.
I
Right.
like of the you're like you're clearly not like a natural born tech head. You know what I
No.
mean? Like you can figure it out or
Yeah,
whatever,
I'm slow
but
at it
like you're
though.
not
Yep.
like you're not like plugged into your computer all the time, like because
No.
you love it. It's not like your
Right.
favorite art tool.
Mm-hmm.
And you are very creative. You're also hardworking.
Yep.
Like empathy is the number one skill of copywriters. Like if you can't put
Okay.
yourself in the shoes of your customer, you can't do anything. You know.
True. Yep.
So just consider. Yeah, actually, that would be really smart. Yeah, I was talking with you and Curtis about teaming up. Like Curtis is definitely more in the tech side, and you're definitely more in the copy side, and so
Interesting. Right.
little yin yang going on there. So
Yep.
okay, so I like the improvising part. Are there any other skills or abilities that are related to, I'll just openly say, the business, right? Internet marketing, network marketing, like the stuff that you think you're focused on right now and developing. Are there any other skills in that zone that you think
Yeah.
you're highly skilled at?
I'd say I'm fairly skilled at creating short form video and video editing.
Great. That's
Yep.
specific. And you're right.
Yeah.
You are. Write it down.
Yep.
And that has to, I mean, there's a certain amount of creativity and
Yep.
visual, I mean, visual stuff that's going on in video. And so that it's not the same as, creating art, but it
Right.
uses some of the same skills.
Yeah. No, I mean that's something that I feel like I could teach people.
Oh, well, this is where we're getting good. Okay. So
Okay.
this
Yep.
is where I'm going with this. So I'm glad you
All
brought
right.
that
Yep.
up. All right. Anything else that pops into mind?
I'm sure there's other things, but nothing's popping right now.
Great. Okay,
Yep.
cool. And finally, what you've been paid the most to do,
Well, I
or
mean the
really
first
what you've been paid any significant amount of money to do in your life. Like, what are the things?
right. Yeah, the most significant payments I've received have been my high ticket sales business. I mean, the largest chunk of money from a single
So,
sale,
so as you currently see it,
Mhm.
what did you get paid to do?
I got paid to, I mean, there's the marketing, but basically lead generation and closing.
You don't get paid for lead generation.
Okay.
You get right. So
Right.
closing would be an answer. Like
Okay.
I sold the opportunity,
Yep.
right? Like a multi-level marketing, network marketing opportunity for
Mhm.
Kagan and Kagan ionizers. So I sold an opportunity, and what do they get? Like one ionizer and the opportunity and like the startup pack or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, if they come in on a single product, but then there's such thing as like the trifecta and the quad. If they want to build their business much faster, get paid higher commissions quicker, and rank up faster and all that, they come in on 3 or 4 products. And I haven't sold a quad before, but I've sold trifectas.
Okay.
And so
How
that
much
would
is a
be,
trifecta?
it's about, what is it? It's something like 10 or 15K.
So, okay, great. So I didn't realize that. That's cool. So what if you were to say, I mean, okay, so one of the things on this list is high ticket sales. Okay. What have you been paid the most to do? High ticket sales. That's
Yep,
that, and that's in the
that's
last,
the answer.
couple of years or whatever, right?
Yep.
Prior to Kagan. And when I say what did you get paid, this could be in your own business, it could be doing carpentry, it could be rent, it could be renting your place out, like
All right. Yeah, I'm glad you
like
reminded me that.
yeah, what are the different things that you've been paid, a reason, on the higher, you don't want to do like a job you had for a day or something.
Right. Yeah,
Like
exactly.
bagging groceries when I was 16 doesn't really count.
No. Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it
what,
would be
what else you got?
renting spaces at my farm, like being a landlord.
Essentially renting camping spaces, right?
Oh, camping spaces or bedrooms,
Oh, okay, great. So
and
you know
or
what?
like other like off buildings. I've got different various structures on the land that people have rented from me and currently are renting.
How
That's
many how many different spots like are, if they were all full and you wanted them all full, not crazy, but just like like how many different
Okay.
spots?
Let's see. So there's the 4-story structure. Currently, there's a couple living in there, and they're caretaking my place. So there's that one. There's 2 shipping containers that have been kind of turned into little apartments. And there's the main house, which at one time I had 4 bedrooms in it, including my own. So 3 rental situations in there. I got really burnt out on that.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I just mean like I would want to know how many like balls you were juggling. Like it
yeah,
sounds like
at the
more than
peak,
half a dozen.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there
Yeah.
was like
Okay.
6 or so rental situations plus camping spots. There was the stage which people could, set up a tent, and it's like a covered tent platform.
Yeah. All
Yep.
right. Well, so no, I
Oh,
would get burnt out on that in a hurry. I'm not
oh my
saying
God. Yeah, exactly.
did you get burnt out on it. I'm saying what have you been paid the most to do?
Yeah. So
So
renting, also hosting music events, festivals at my
okay,
farm.
hosting events and renting rooms,
Yep.
for lack of a better term, right?
Exactly.
Or yeah, renting spaces.
Yep.
But that's landlord work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's leverage there. It's not
Yep.
infinite leverage, but
There's
it's
some.
not getting paid by the hour, right?
Exactly.
And like when stuff breaks, like you need to go and build it and fix it, and that's a skill that you have, right? And
Yep.
so like working with your hands and making stuff, so like those are both right. So any other skills or things that you've been paid well at one time for a lot or over time to do, like over a long period of time?
Mm. Yeah. Other than the things I've listed, it's been more like crappy manual labor jobs. you know,
Yeah,
shove.
but what?
Oh, like y- working for 25 or $30 an hour shoveling gravel and weeding people's gardens and things like that.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
cool. But that's all physical stuff, right? Some
Yeah,
people
sure.
can and are willing to do that kind of stuff, and
Right.
some people like can't or won't do like physically demanding work. Like you most of the time seem like you're a pretty rugged guy. And
Totally.
again, that's a skill and ability that you can use to make money. Like if you're willing to go and dig ditches, you can go and dig some ditches and make some dough.
Yeah,
Whatever. Or work on a construction site, or it's not maybe ideal, but it's an option, right?
it's an option.
So
Yeah.
okay, cool. Any other skills that you've been paid to do or paid well to do that it could even directly relate back to, it could relate back to Kagan, or it could be relate. Did you write down hosting the music events?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else that pops in your head?
I mean, in the way distant past, I've sold a couple of paintings here and there, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say, it was definitely not high ticket sales. It was when I was in my 20s, I was like really focused on my art, and I made a couple of sales, but it wasn't like a lot of money. But that's something I feel like I could make a lot of money with, and will make a lot of money with.
Yeah. Especially because most artists are just completely afraid to sell anything. So yeah. Yeah, you could, if you have the balls to like charge what it's worth and like face rejection, then you can totally sell it.
Yeah,
You can totally
definitely
make a bunch of money, you know. That's the trick. Again, that's the empathy thing. Like it's just like, and then when someone rejects you, you feel it. Not only do you feel rejected, but you feel their rejection, you know, like coming from them, like it's hard to deal with.
I've definitely grown a pair when it comes to that. And like like in the past several months, I've reached out to dozens and dozens of multimillionaires and pitched my art offer for really high ticket prices. And, you know, I got a lot of rejection, and I'm okay with that. The first time I did it, I was so scared. I was like, I knew I needed to.
Quoted.
What's that?
What was the price?
Originally I was offering 5 by 8 foot pieces for 50K.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I started like just pitching the offer without a price quote, and then, you know, maybe we could come up with something depending on what size they wanted. And I was thinking more like a smaller piece to get started for like 10K.
Yeah. So pitching stuff at a high price and then going through the rejection process is so critical.
Totally.
And we all want to avoid it. And so I didn't know you did that. Like, awesome.
Yeah, extensively.
Like that's the thing. Good. Like how many people did you pitch a high ticket art piece to and get rejected by?
Oh, I mean, I'd have to look at my message history, but like, I mean, dozens. Probably like over 50.
So check this out. So first of all, rock and roll. I recommend that to anybody, just to like break through the fear barrier.
Yeah.
Right. So really awesome. And you know, there are other things that will help you to break through the fear barrier, like door-to-door sales.
Sure. Yep.
Like there's a reason that Mormons have to go on a mission and go door to door for 2 years. It's like completely break through the fear barrier and the resistance about like really embracing who you are and what you believe in. Like, after 2 years of door to door, like, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Your faith is unwavering. Like, you're good. And so this is great because it really relates to this exercise that we're doing.
Cool. Yeah.
So, what do you think you could sell a piece of art for right now? Like, if you really focused on it, like within the next 3 days, one of your paintings, like, what do you think? What's the price that pops into your head? Like, what do you think you could definitely, if you had to sell a piece of art
and I had 3 days to do it?
Yeah. I mean, assuming you had the art with you or whatever.
Right. Which I don't currently, but I could do a commission piece.
In theory.
Right. Yeah. If somebody hired me to create them a piece, I could set up a studio in the garage right quick and do it.
How much do you think you could sell a commission for?
10K. Easy.
Easy?
I mean, with the right connection, with the right person.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the next 3 days.
In the next 3 days.
On your own. Reaching out to people and pitching them art. How much could you sell a piece for?
There are people. There are people in my contact list that I have been avoiding contacting.
Listen. Have you ever sold a piece of art for 10K?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that's not easy. That's bullshit. Okay.
Well, it's easy with. It's just about making the right connection and them seeing the vision and seeing the value in it.
There's a lot. I'm only giving you the tip of the iceberg here. There's a whole other thing. How much can you sell a piece of art for in the next 3 days? For real? What's the number that you have confidence that, like, if you had to go out there and sell art, like either online or like
Right.
set up on the street corner, something like, how much do you think you could sell a painting for?
Well, I value my work at 10K, so I wouldn't go under that. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you an exercise to consider, and maybe you're not going to consider it, and that's legit.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I have no problem with you selling your work at 10K. Like, I think that's great for the
Yeah.
record.
Yep.
This is another way that you can basically face the resistance and face the fear,
Yep.
which is, like, in my mind, I'm like, $100, $175. I'm a crappy painter, really crappy, but I could probably sell a painting for $100
Probably, yeah.
if I
Wouldn't be worth my while to do it.
if I presented well,
Yeah.
right? And so what you do is you sell your painting for $100.
Yep.
And then you sell the next one for $110. And then you sell the next, you basically increase your prices by 10% every time. Right?
Right.
And what happens is that's basically like developing calluses slowly and steadily over time. You basically keep increasing your prices until you go through a streak where nobody buys anymore. Right? But it's a way of getting used to pitching, but constantly pushing the envelope a little bit, pushing yourself just out of your comfort zone each time, a little bit more, rather than the all at once mode. Though I like the all at once mode too. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just see so many artists that aim really low, and there's
Right.
like the whole just like starving artist syndrome where
Right.
most artists remain stuck because
Right.
they're aiming down here. Oh, I'm just gonna try and sell my paintings for $100 and then $110. I get that concept. I don't want to do that. It's a waste of my time. Yeah,
It
it's like
might
aim
not be
for
the
the
right
top, and
strategy
that's
for you,
where
you know? I mean,
What's that?
if you're down with continuing to go and like, yeah, rock and roll. That's
Yeah,
all.
no, I've developed thick calluses, and yet there are people in my contact list that would be potential great clients that I still have not yet broken through the fear barrier to contact them and ask them.
I still encourage you to start making more art during live streams on a regular basis, even if it's like your phone set up over your shoulder while you're drawing in a notebook.
Yep.
Like, make art publicly, dude, so that those people see you making art before you even contact them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would really encourage you to do that. But so, okay, let's get back to unique ability because we kind of got off track. So,
I gotta pop off for 30 seconds and turn the thermostat way down. I blasted the place with heat because it was freezing this
I'll
morning,
remove
and now
you, and then I'll bring you back. Yeah, awesome, guys. So, hello, everybody. It's Tellman. Eric's going to be back in a moment. And if you are excited to get shit done in 2025, I encourage you to consider what it would be like to have a group of people, a group of entrepreneurs who are encouraging you, who want you to win, who want you to succeed, who are looking for collaborations. That's exactly what we have at the Get Shit Done productivity cult for entrepreneurs at getshitdone.com. If you want to be surrounded by awesome entrepreneurs who are getting shit done and supporting each other and getting shit done, come join us. It's great. That's my commercial for the moment. So unique ability. So we have the 3 lists now. Okay. So let's go ahead and read out loud over those 3 lists real quick.
Okay.
So the first list is things that you are excellent at, things you're great at.
I'm great at art. I'm great at short form video/video editing. I'm emotionally sensitive and empathic, which, as Tellman pointed out, I can apply to copywriting. Although I need to get good at copywriting. I'm a great writer, but the specific skill of copywriting is something that I need improvement on. But what I'm great at, homesteading, building, improvising, which can be applied across the board to all the other things I'm great at. That's a great skill. Cooking, creating in general, and being a hard worker.
Cool. So what you want to do is you want to write these down in the 3 bubbles.
Okay.
And as you're writing them down, like one list in each bubble. And as you're writing them down, the other thing to notice is the synonyms for the words. And so what ends up happening is think about other words that mean kind of the same thing, right? And as you're thinking, and maybe write one of those down, right? As you're or add a couple of those in, and then what you'll probably start to do is start seeing a relationship.
Yep.
Between keywords in each of the 3 bubbles, right? And where the 3 circles meet in the middle of the Venn diagram, that's your unique ability. It's the thing that you love to do, that you're great at doing, that you get paid well to do, right? And it might not just be one thing, and there's a lot of like flexibility of interpretation in this once the words are in the bubbles, right? So my unique ability that I discovered many years ago is solving problems under pressure. So I'm definitely creative and full of ideas, as my friend said at my birthday party, which has always been true. I mean, that's been true since like I could talk, right?
Okay.
That has nothing to do with business. It has nothing to do with school. It's just like part of the deal. I respond. I get very focused under pressure. Pressure works really well for me, and to the point where I create stress and catastrophes in my life in order to increase the pressure, in order to increase my like focus and adrenaline. So I'm like actually like alive and present. It's a
Okay.
classic entrepreneurial self-sabotage. But I love it. Like I really and as I'm getting older, I'm trying to figure out how can I use that without constantly being under stress, right? But I really like solving problems, creatively solving problems. I usually solve problems in a non-linear, unexpected way, and whether they're solving problems within my own business or for my clients or for my business partners, I love somebody that gives a giant, difficult, complex problem, a ridiculous deadline, and like not enough resources to solve it, and let's go.
Right.
Like I love that situation. It's like,
yeah.
So that's where my 3 things cross over the most so far.
Yeah.
To at least my ability to perceive it, right?
Yeah.
And so go ahead and just take a minute to put those into the bubbles.
Okay.
And guys, I would love to hear if any of you have experience with unique ability that are watching. Or if you did the exercise, if you're getting any insights, please share that with us in the comments. This is a concept that I learned from Dan Sullivan, who has a book called Unique Ability. Really, really, really good stuff. Dan Sullivan of Strategic Coach. And so when Curtis was talking yesterday and we were chatting about affiliate marketing and building a list and hitting bigger goals and all this kind of stuff, the thing that came to me that I think a lot of people are missing is what are you actually bringing to the world? So like, what are you doing for the world? Right? What are you as a human being doing to make the world a better place for your clients and your customers if you have a standard business? And even if you don't, even if you're like a cryptocurrency investor, it's not about investing it's not about what you do, honestly, as much about how you do it. And it sounds cliche, but it really is true. Curtis was chatting about some of his struggles with affiliate marketing, and I was like, well, I don't know if you're fully committed to it. And whether you're selling a product as an affiliate or whether you're selling a product at like in a multi-level marketing network marketing environment like Eric is, or whether you're selling your own stuff, or even if you're like a salesperson working for a company doing medical sales to hospitals, or maybe you're selling cars on a car dealership parking lot, or maybe you're whatever it is you're selling, what are you bringing to the table? Right? Because and when I say whatever it is you're selling, it's like whatever your business is, right? Whatever your business is focused on selling. It kind of sounds silly, but it's like part of it is really what makes you different, what makes you any different than the next guy selling cars, selling water filters, selling toothpicks, whatever. What makes your restaurant better than the next restaurant? What makes your bank better than the next bank? And the answer is most of these businesses have no idea either at all, and they haven't put any effort into figuring out what makes them and their business uniquely them and uniquely their business. And so it starts with you, and then if you have a team, then it becomes a bigger project where you're actually looking at like what's the unique ability of the business, what's the soul of the business, like how does the business itself resonate. But even if you were a caveman right now, okay, like if we're in caveman territory, you would still have your unique ability. It has nothing to do with the internet specifically, though it may take that form now. It has nothing to, like the way that you do what you do best is it's gonna show up over and over again. And one of the things, I don't know if this will end up making your bullseye for your unique ability, Eric, but like improvisation is like a really like that does seem to be an element that is weaved through all of these things, right?
Yep.
That's one of the things I guess I appreciate about you, because I also am great with improvisation. I'm not as great with planning and organizing ahead of time, and I really like interacting with people that can keep up with my level of not planning, and just jumping in and doing, which a lot of people drives them bonkers, right?
Yep.
So, okay, cool. So how's that coming along?
Good. I'm getting close to completion.
Cool. So guys, we're talking about unique ability. Actually, everybody, a couple of things. Number one is I just had my 48th birthday, and though the page says the deadline is ended, I've decided to extend the deadline because I got swamped on Facebook with a whole bunch of people wanting the link. I was having my birthday. I haven't sent it out yet. So if you still want a private hypnosis session with me, it's name your own price, pay what you want, pay what it's worth to you for the transformation that you want. I do still have a few sessions available. The link is not only in the description, but I'm about to pop it into the comments as well. If you care to schedule a hypnosis session, you can do that while they're still available. This is a birthday special that I'm running, so it is coming down soon. And if you're not already a member of our Get Shit Done community, I highly recommend that you join. An hour and a half from now, at 12 noon Eastern, we are going to do our weekly Get Shit Done work party. So I'm going to be on that just 90 minutes from now. So get ready, because it's time to get shit done. If you want to plug into the community, we currently have a 7-day free trial that you can try out to give it a test drive and see just how awesome it is. We'd love to have you. All right, Eric.
Yep.
Tell me what you've got. Have you seen any overlap yet?
Lots of overlap. Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay. I mean, the most significant areas of overlap are with my art. My writing's really sloppy, but this is what I got.
Cool. That's great.
Yep. Okay, so what I'm great at So the overlap with what I'm great at and wait, what's this one? Oh, this one's the money one. Okay, what I'm great at and what I get paid the best for. Okay, so I mentioned that I haven't sold any art at high ticket sales yet, but that's something that I'm leaning into. And I have made money with high ticket sales. That's where I've made the most significant money in any one time. So
Great.
that's where there's overlap in those two areas: art, high ticket sales, hardworking, improvising, creating, and being an empath. Because then I'm able to take my art and make highly personalized pieces that
Yeah.
have depth of meaning to the client.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then in the overlap between what makes the most money and what I love to do, art, high ticket sales, self-improvement, personal development, because I take the self-improvement and personal development and put that into my art. And that can
Right.
be, helping clients with personal development and self-improvement
Yep.
and making an art piece that could help catalyze that transformation and growth
Yep.
for them.
Yep.
And the overlap between what I love to do and what I'm great at is art, short form video content to promote the art, video editing, personal development, and self improvement.
Okay, so there's definitely a lot of overlap. I like there's a connection also, I think, between improvisation and high ticket sales.
Yep. Okay.
Right? Because yeah, there's often over time you develop, you start with a script, but you don't and it's scripted, but then you learn how to be responsive and customize, and then you learn your own way of doing it over time. And so the art of selling is a thing, for a reason, and so I like the improvisation sales combination. I don't what I would say is let this just simmer. If you don't have the ultimate this is something that I was taught over a full day long workshop. I'm giving you the 5-minute version. So if it doesn't pop right out at you, who cares? Take the page, post it somewhere, look at it and let it simmer. But what I see, dude, is do you know a guy named Hugh McLeod?
God, that sounds so familiar.
I probably told you about him before. Hugh McLeod, and McLeod is spelled weird. It's L Macleod.
Right.
Hugh McLeod is an artist, and
you did tell me about her.
Yeah.
I don't know if you told me about him or
I think it was me.
It must have been you. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Right.
runs a website called Gaping Void.
Right. Yeah, I remember now. Yep.
And he wrote a book called Evil Plans.
Mm-hmm.
And Evil Plans is largely about making your art every day as an entrepreneur. And so he is an illustrator, among other things. But what I've seen mostly by him are his illustrations. And he essentially, I haven't really followed him closely for 10 years. So who knows what he's actually doing now. But for a long time, he was, because Joe Polish is a big fan of Hugh McLeod and owns several of his several of his full size, either originals or enlarged prints or whatever.
Cool.
But what Hugh McLeod does is every day he makes a drawing and publishes it to social. And the drawing is usually a cartoon of some sort with some sort of a insightful, satirical, one panel situation going on, and so he publishes it to his blog. He publishes it to, whatever social platforms he's on. And that all drives back to Gaping Void, which is his blog and website where he shows people his daily art. And then he sells prints of his daily art and he sells commissions. But he does it by using good, consistent marketing but he uses his creations as the thing he's putting out there into the world on a daily basis. So this is very doable for almost any artist.
Okay.
All right. But it takes consistency and the choice to do the art every day and to help the world by doing more art and putting it out there every day. Right. So I would encourage you to go and get on his list and follow him on social and just see what he used to do if he's not actively doing it as aggressively anymore. You know, I don't know. But I feel like he's still doing stuff regularly.
Yep.
All of his websites and things are still up and things.
Okay, cool.
But so that's the first thing is make art every day and find a way of propagating it as a way of attracting the people that you want to attract to buy your art. Like, makes sense, right? And you can do that with a pen and a notebook, dude. Just like, remember, you don't need a whole studio and you don't have to paint.
Sure. Yeah. It's
or
true.
you can get a nice large artist's, you know, notebook and like a basic set of paints and like keep it small. You know, like you don't have to have a studio in order to create something, right?
True. Yep.
Also, high ticket sales is what you are wanting to do with your art anyway. The more high ticket sales you do now, honestly, and get good at, whether it's in one thing or a bunch of different things, the better. The more skilled you are at selling things for thousands of dollars, the more things you're going to sell for thousands of dollars. Like, bottom line.
Yeah.
Right. So I encourage you to certainly get better at high ticket sales. Find opportunities to get better at high ticket sales inside and outside of Kagan, which we're working toward doing anyway.
Exactly.
Copywriting. If you want to get to the point where you're a full-time artist and you're selling art at a high level, whether it's expensive pieces, commissions, installations, you know, murals, whether you're trying to sell prints, whether you're trying to sell your art on the front of coffee mugs, like anything, anywhere in between, like, it's going to take great marketing on a consistent basis. And that means copywriting. Like, selling your high ticket pieces is your high ticket sales and everything else is copywriting.
Yep.
Right. So continuing to improve to double down on copywriting and high ticket sales as your two like high leverage skills that are going to improve your income. Like, those skills are probably going to be the skills that are going to immediately have the biggest positive impact on your income. Getting better at those things. Right.
High ticket sales and copywriting.
Yeah. Copywriting's not the unique ability yet, but it could, you know, it's definitely something, like, just as a side note, like, and I have, you know, I can tell you who to pay attention to and what to buy and whatever. But in the meantime, yeah, I would let it simmer. Look back at that list, and maybe in a future episode, not too long from now, we can keep working on it.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Cool. That took a long time, longer than I expected, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I know that you had at least one question you wanted to address. Do you want to talk about that today, or do you want to like me give you the short version now and like the long version tomorrow, or like, what do you want to do?
Right. Maybe let's just save it for a full episode.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Right.
Cool. So how was the experience for you going through the unique ability exercise? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. It was really insightful to see where the overlaps are and how it all ties together and gives me more clarity. I mean, honestly, it's stuff I already had the intuition that was, you know, where my focus and most drive and abilities and where the most value is that I can provide have been. But yeah, just help bring that all back up to the surface.
Yeah. Well, so here's the idea of all of this, right? Is
Yep.
it's like, let's get clearer. I say clear because there's not, you might feel like you land on it, but it's not like it's going to stay the same forever or something, like the shifts as we understand ourselves more and find different aspects of ourselves as we get older and get better at different things and whatever. But what you do with the unique ability is you bring that unique ability to selling Kagan. You bring that unique ability to affiliate marketing. You bring that unique ability to starting your own business, right? So that there's something much more significant that you're actually doing for people than selling them some random product that you may or may not be fully committed to, right? Like for anyone. So like, that's the trick is like, basically it's really like, why do people like you and want to buy from you? Not
Yep.
why should people buy this opportunity that you're presenting them? It's like, what's under the hood?
Totally. Yep.
So, hey, Liz, good morning. Liz Fuller, self-improvement is
Hey,
a skill
Liz.
set along with confidence and specific skill building. And humans need affiliation and cheerleading. I agree. I don't know if you
Yep.
meant affiliation, appreciation, perhaps. Support. They do. People do need support. There's no doubt about it. Awesome. All right. Well, why don't we wrap the show? Well, actually,
Yeah.
no.
Well,
Do a commercial.
okay.
Do a
Yeah,
commercial
I'll do
for
a
the Pure
commercial.
Path.
So I created this Facebook group, The Pure Path to Prosperity. The link is in the description this time. So you can click the link in the description of this video to join my Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group, we're going to be talking about all kinds of great stuff to help you get from where you're at in your life currently. If you're not super stoked about your current situation, you maybe feel a victim of your current situation. You want to change that story to become the creator of your situation, and how to bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to go in life. I've got some great ideas to help you supercharge your results, get from being stuck to making your first sale and then replicating that and continuing to grow and expand. And also an incredible opportunity, a vehicle that we're using involving high ticket sales, network marketing, and these incredible Kangen water ionizers. So Pure Path to Prosperity, links in the description, and I'll see you on the inside.
Cool. Rock and roll. Awesome. If you guys are into network marketing and water, go join that group. Join it. Do it now.
That's what.
It's the most refreshing choice of your life.
And you can travel. The TSA will flag you right through like I travel with this whole gallon jug of really good water, where instead of having to pay $8 for a little jug that's going to last you 5 minutes, you have the best water for like your whole travel. TSA will just
Is
wave
that
you
an
through.
official Kagan jug?
No, it's just a blue cobalt one, but yeah, it's a medical grade device, so they're not allowed to ask you what your medical reason is.
So
They'll just
Eric,
flag you through. Yep.
find a way to start selling those.
Selling these jugs.
You always have that thing you're toting it around.
I am.
If it's not awesome, start selling jugs, dude.
Sure.
As a side piece, like
that's a good idea.
As an aspect, because
that's a great idea. I got to reach out to the company that produces these and see if I can get an affiliate.
At least look into it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, see what's possible.
Yep.
See if you could like drop ship them or something.
Totally.
Yeah. Rock and roll. All right, guys. You know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It is time to get shit done. So I'm going to go bang out a workout and get that done before our noon work party at the Get Shit Done community. Guys, if you're not a member of the Get Shit Done community, go join at getshitdone.com. Jump in on our 7-day trial and do the Get Shit Done work party today at noon Eastern with us. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to get more shit done this year than you ever have before, join Get Shit Done and we will help you get there. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys, Get Shit Done Daily Show, episode 20, done.
That's
tomorrow's
it.
Tomorrow's 21.
I'll see you at the work party.
Rock and roll. See you at the work party.
Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Over and out.
Later.